So this is the Weilong WRM V10 20 magnets, ball core, maglev, and UV. Let's do an unbox. There's a cube and some accessories. A screwdriver. I used this tutorial that no one uses. Some cards. And a pamphlet. Before turning the cube, the piece design of MOYU and GAN looks pretty similar, like their center caps looks identical, and their logo, the colors are almost the same, and their UV coating are almost the same, but there's some difference, like the GANCUBE, their UV coating are thicker, and on MOYU's they are thinner. So MOYU's UV coating are easier to damage. Anyways, let's have first turn on this cube. So first of all, this cube is really loose and really fast, but the elk moves so fluid and it is kind of loud, like it's really snappy when it's turning and corner cutting. Well, when you're turning, it's pretty smooth and sandy, and the magnet strands are pretty strong. So when I'm turning the layers, you can see that there are some small bumps on the turning, but the magnetic pull feels really satisfying. I don't think this is usable out of the box, like this is way too loose. The small cuts feels really nice, but it's kind of snappy. Like this is the sound of the GAN15. But the feeling on the turning and the plastic feel really satisfying. To get rid of the sandy feel, let's put some MOYU lube in this. Cool, so the dry feeling is gone and it still have a hint of sandy feel. I think this cube is still too fast, so I'll add some silicone lube in this. Yeah, you can definitely feel that the inner parts of the cube is a bit more muffled and it is not as flimsy as when I turn the cube. But I still think it has some tensions to be done. So before setting up this cube, let's first do a solve and decide whether this is a good cube or not. Yeah, so pretty average solve, and before looking at more solves, let's see the new adjustment system that MOYU have done this year. So popping up the center caps, as you can see, there's a hole over here, which means how compressed the cube is. And if you see the notches pointing out over here, then this is telling that how tight the cube is. So the cube out of the box is 1 and 1, which is the loosest and it can easily corner twist. So you can just turn clockwise to change the center travel and turn counterclockwise for the spring compression or the maglev compression, deciding which cube you're getting. So if you can see from the camera, I'm setting up this cube at the middle setting, which is 4-4, which makes the cube really stable and it's not easy to corner twist, which is really ideal, and it can be really important under the pressure on competitions or solves. And popping off the cube, you can see that there is a big ball core inside it. And if you see it clearly, there is many magnets inside. And as the box says, it has 20 magnets inside the core, and there are a total of 100 magnets in this entire cube. So when you see the piece design, you can see that the torpedo on the edge is bigger than the cubes before, and there are some holes on the corner which will make the weight lighter. As you can see, when I put the pieces together, there are a lot of open space inside here. So that's the reason of the clacky sound, cause the pieces are bumping into each other. There's a pretty small magnet over here which repels the magnets on the corners in the core, but it attracts to the magnet that is directly under it. So let's make the pull more natural and rounded. After hundreds of solves using the WRM V9, I can say that this is one of the best speedcube on 2024 and maybe even 2025. Like setting it up, it becomes really stable and smooth, and corner cutting is not a problem during solves. And although you cannot change the magnetic pull, but I think it suits really well with the fast turning style of this cube. And it might be even comparable with GANCUBE, and it's almost half the price on it, which is really great. And talking about the price, this is a flagship cube under $40, which is really ideal. And $40 may not be really cheap for us, but it's really cheap for normal flagship cube. And if I want to describe the WRM V10, it will be a more clacky Weilong V9, or it is like MOYU just made a GANCUBE, like that kind of feeling. Of course, GANCUBEs are more quiet than this, but I think the feeling is getting closer and it might be even better. So I will make another video comparing the GAN15 and the WRM V10. Stay tuned. Thanks for watching.